fucking love doing this. Thank you for coming out to this fire hazard. Especially you, sir. Well, I mean, a bigger risk for you, isn't it? Statistically. So fucking fair play to you, yeah. Yeah, I mean, your key demographic for my Alan Titchmarsh material. That's thanks for rocking up. When I first started doing comedy, I wanted to be one of those political comics with a message that would get audiences all fired up about the injustices of the world, but I didn't start comedy until my mid-30s. And as a middle-class, middle-aged, heterosexual white man who lives quite a long way above sea level, it turns out none of the bad shit affects me. If I have a message, my message is, essentially, I'll be all right. It's not a I can't turn up to Extinction Rebellion with a little placard that says, I'll be all right. Sea level's got to rise fucking miles before it gets close to my house. Worst that's going to happen is the beach is going to get 30 miles closer. People are like, what am I going to charge? What do we want? Things to be roughly the same. When do we want it? On an ongoing basis. I've got some political beliefs. I believe very strongly that we don't need everyone. But that's it. Just wish the virus had been more selective. Cut out some of the dead. Like we don't need people that put eyelashes on their cars. I thought they died out, but every time I park near a Wetherspoons, fuck me, there's another one. When you see those people, just flag them down wherever they're driving. Just flag them down. So, sorry, terribly sorry. We need to remove those. You're not quirky. You're a tit. And you're not powered by fairy dust. Grow the fuck up. We don't need those people. We don't need people that wear wristbands for festivals whilst no longer attending those festivals. This is going to be controversial for Liverpool, but we do not need men with white Range Rovers and orange wives. We don't need anybody with more than 3 cats. Fuck it, nobody even really owns a cat. You own a box of cat shit that cats visit. You might as well have a pet wasp. Sometimes it's in your house, sometimes it's not in your house, sometimes it's in someone else's house. Just change the crap. Are you a dog person or a wasp person? We do not need middle-aged Sunday cyclists. I'm apparently one of only about 30 British men that has reached the age of 50 without thinking, do you know what? I'm going to spend 7 grand on a fucking push bike. I'm going to spend 7 grand on a push bike and then spend Sunday holding up traffic whilst dressed as an aging superhero. What's your plan for Sunday? Lie in, bacon sandwich, pub, watch the footy? No. I thought I would wake at dawn and steal swimwear from a 9-year-old girl. Then I'll squeeze into that, so if I cough, you can see the end. Me and a gaggle of like-minded bastards will hold up traffic on B roads, pausing only to clatter in and out of cafes because for some reason we're wearing fucking tap shoes. They're obsessed with the time saving. One of them was explaining it to me. A guy who was fatter than me was going, well, I spent 500 quid to upgrade my wheel nuts, but now they're 200 grams lighter. That is the weight of an apple. For a country, if he'd had 1 more apple and 1 less pie, could have saved himself 500 quid. And they're not the worst. The people we need least, and lockdown proved we didn't need them, is people that own restaurants and cafes and pubs that serve food on not a plate. Back lockdown 1, you couldn't get a takeaway, you couldn't go to a cafe, you couldn't go to a pub. Everyone had to make their own food. Nobody made themselves a cheese and pickle sandwich and thought, I bet this would be nice on a piece of roof. I'm going to have a sandwich off a bit of roof, I'm going to have pizza off a bin lid, I'm going to have chips out of a flower pot. Like fucking MasterChef. I was down in Devon just before lockdown. Down in Devon, overlooking the sea. I ordered fish and chips. But I hadn't ordered correct. I'd ordered artisan fish and chips. Now, if you're not sure about the word artisan is an old English word with a Greek origin that means 22 quid for fish and chips. They brought it out to me on a massive plank. That was to show that only a massive plank would spend 22 quid on fish and chips. 4 of them carrying it like pallbearers, ready to bury my dignity. And when I look down at the massive plank, it's not fish and chips, it's fish and chips. They've socially distanced my lunch. I have to drag the fish in. Now, they've made that easier by putting it on a piece of net. Because with artisan food, you have to know how it died. The guy on the table next to me was looking slightly confused at his pork chop with a bolt through it. And all the way over there, my 7 massive, unpeeled chips, Jenga'd into a tiny shopping trolley. I was excited when I saw it because I thought I could steal it and pretend to be a giant in Aldi. But they chained it to the plank and I didn't have a miniature pound. And then across the middle of the plank, tartar sauce and mushy peas smeared on driftwood. So it looked like a passing seagull had shit on a fence post. Now, I'm clearly not a fussy eater, but if I'm eating out, I want to know that what I'm eating off has been in a dishwasher, and my dishwasher does not have compartments for driftwood and trolleys and bolts and nets and planks and bin lids and flower pots and bits of roof, just plates. And that is the limit of my political beliefs. You have been lovely. Have a great weekend. I'm Nick Page. Good night.